Hey, it's Edward, and in this video we are going to be talking about those dangers of coffee and other boosting external substances that we are taking on the everyday basis, and basically what are the issues of doing that and why we should all stop trying to patch the problem that we are having, which is in case of coffee, lack of energy, and start addressing the root cause of a problem that we're gonna be talking about today. So we all know why people are taking the coffee or any other substances. It could be medicine, it could be drugs, cocaine, heroin, it could be something as simple as alcohol or weed or any other substances. It's to compensate for something that they are not having. It's more or less debatable if we are talking about psychedelics, which are illegal in many places, and nobody should be taking them unless it is prescribed by the doctor and you are basically being under supervision of a medical professional. But some people who are taking it under supervision, they have a good reason for continue taking it, arguing that they wouldn't be able to achieve certain levels of revelations if their doctor hasn't prescribed them. But coming back to coffee, people take it because they feel like they have insufficient amount of energy in their body and they are not able to perform the tasks that they are performing on an everyday basis, which most oftenly are related to work. However, some people are also addicted to coffee off work and basically not allowing the body to, let's say detoxify from the addiction. Because normally it takes a little over a day to get rid of the coffee that we have drank. And in case we're drinking coffee 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, it takes the weekend to get that off, so that by Monday we are back in the normal healthy state. And more about that we can read in the book that's called Why We Sleep. But yeah, lack of energy. Have humans managed to exist somehow before the invention and internalization of coffee into our everyday life? They were somehow surviving. And there were natural ways to boost energy, and at the same time the life of people possibly was more exciting. I'm talking about long back in the day, where we still were living in the caves, not in the industrial or in the slave eras, where people were, well, it was much harder for them to live than it is right now, because they were unhappy, they were doing stuff that they were not excited about, and they didn't have access to energize themselves, to boost their energy in a fake way using external stimulants. But luckily in our age, especially if we are talking about the developed countries, including some European countries, New Zealand, Australia, Canada, and so forth, and for my dear American friends, America as well, there's other ways that we can get the energy. It's and the reason why people are not doing that is because it is significant, it's more complicated, and it not only takes something as simple as doing sport or different sorts of sport to do that, but also the exercises of related to bioenergetics, as well as the inner work, so that we are able to naturally feel excited and strong and powerful whenever we are doing whatever we are doing, so that the energy comes just us from the fact of us doing that, and we don't need to do the external activities like bioenergetics or taking cold shower or sport in order to get that to happen, which also help. because over long term, these activities are as valuable to keep ourselves unstressed in a strong way, in a masculine way, overcoming stress in a masculine way, as opposed to, for example, massaging or yoga, which are also amazing at helping to overcome stress, or fasting. But it's a more feminine way of doing that. So it's a matter of combining the masculine and feminine way of overcoming the stress. But when it comes to inner work, this is an especially hard subject for the extroverts who maybe are more used to spending pretty much all of their time with people. But then again, for extroverts, it's not that big of a problem to be energized, because they spend so much time outside with people. Obviously, they also will be consuming coffee and other external stimulants for whatever reason, including for the reason of lack of excitement about job. But this video is more about the introverts, or at least people who temporarily identify themselves as introverts, because this is not a lifelong state as we talked about in the previous videos. So a simple solution to all of that, or actually it's not simple, it's simple to explain what is it about, but it takes quite a lot of time to include it in our everyday routine. But the benefits are absolutely magnificent. Once you figure it out, at least on the basic level, you're gonna be able to literally work on non-stop, almost non-stop. Of course, taking breaks sometimes, of course, doing the exercises that are aimed at energizing yourself, but in other situations you would be literally able to do it non-stop. So the things we're going to be talking about, first of all, is sport, obviously, the masculine type of sport, or actually not necessarily masculine, something where we need to move a lot. So in this case, yoga does not suit you that much, but doing swimming, or especially the best exercises is lift weighting, whether it's CrossFit or regular exercises in the gym, which gives us strength. And especially if we do not consume the energy that we are creating by being silent while doing the exercise, but actually express it while we are, pushing or pulling the weight, that is going to have a positive impact on the way we feel. But that alone is not going to be enough, and also at some point it may become boring. That's why there are other things that come into play, and the first one we're going to be talking about is something more simple, which is bioenergetics. For that, we don't need to go anywhere. We can do that at home, or we can go, for example, going to a football game and completely immersing yourself into supporting the team, or just enjoying the game and being a part of the crowd, generating that huge amount of energy. This is something that also belongs to bioenergetics. But in addition to that, it would be something as simple as singing, whatever comes to mind. The best way to do it is in the shower, and combined with the next thing we're going to talk about, which is cold showers. But it could be done even outside. In order to get to it, it's gonna take a while, because we cannot just some people are not used to singing, and they're gonna need to figure out how to do that. And at first it could be a quiet singing, and you could just lie on the bed and just put on your favorite song and just start going into the beat, and then start repeating the lyrics, singing along with the actual artist. And with the time, you're gonna be able to do more and more and more and more, and you really need to listen to your body. Whether maybe the music is going to be wrong, maybe you're gonna need to change the style of music. It doesn't have to be your favorite style of music. It has to be the style of music that is super energizing for you. Like in my case, super energizing music are the old tracks of Eminem, or something from the music that you hear in the nightclubs, which has the lyrics, quite a lot of lyrics. Or it could be Red Hot Chili Peppers, something in that caliber. And try doing that, trying finding the right music, try finding the right way which you could be singing, and you're gonna feel the energy coming up, especially if you're doing it with all of your voice, not just trying to hide the kind of singing in a very shy way so that nobody can hear you. You gotta do it in all of your voice, and this is where the exercises of social freedom and exercises of strength and believing in yourself and confidence come into play. And that's something we're gonna definitely talk about in the next videos, or you could shoot me a message. We could talk about that with you personally as well. The next exercise of bioenergetics that you could try, it's something that is a bit more weird, but we're gonna actually approach it from a more common and acceptable and popular angle, which is dancing. And this could be combined with the singing part. So, and that's again when the powerful songs come into play, or it could be even "Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet." Fucked up a little bit in the middle there, one line of the song, but still. You could combine the song and the singing. That's an amazing way to energize yourself naturally, biologically. But coming from dancing to the next, and again, dancing could be something as very simple or something very weird, so long as you are moving your body the way you feel to be moving. You can just start doing whatever. You can just do this kind of movements, or like shake your head, move your hands, just do some kind of movements of your body. At some point you're gonna get into it, and you're gonna be able to feel the music. You're gonna be able to feel how you want to dance, and you may be able to even start generating your own songs, doing the improvisation and doing the melody, the sound at the same time while dancing. Experiment with it. I really recommend that. And yes, so coming from dancing, the next thing is basically something that I tried to approach from the angle of dancing is shaking. So just shaking. It's a little bit more weird, and this is especially useful for people who have never danced and who just want to start teaching their body how to move itself. Because if you have never danced, or if you're not a dancer, not a dancing kind of person, your body needs to get used to the movements, otherwise it would feel weird. So why is he moving his hand? Why is he moving his head? So shaking is an amazing other way to do it. And you can pay attention to dogs. Have you ever seen a dog may be walking on the street or anywhere else, and then it starts, shaking to get something off its fur? In a way, it is a bioenergetic exercise. It energizes itself, even though the goal of that quite oftenly probably is just related to the fact of getting something off their skin, such as water, for example. So shake it. There's even a song, shake, 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 you got a sexy, shake, 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 you got a sexy. Rene Rodriguez, I think that is. So yes, keep shaking, try it. It's gonna feel that this thing is gonna feel even weirder than dancing, but it's very important to do it, especially if you cannot dance, to try out. If you cannot dance, try do this thing. If this thing feels weird, try dancing. Next thing we're gonna talk about, the other way to energize yourself, is doing cold showers, or what especially is great is doing the mix of hot and cold, or cold plunges, jumping into the cold water. In Finland, where we are right now, it's called avanto uinti, which is basically when you make this kind of hole in the ice, and you jump down. This is the avanto, the hole, and the uinti is swimming. Try doing that. And again, this thing is a cold shower is amazing to combine with dancing, with singing, and actually even dancing as well. You could just do that. You could start with warm water. You could start with any other water. You could jump into cold water right away. You could start with warm water, or turn cold water for 10 seconds, then turn it off to warm water, and just be done with it. Or you can move to the cold water again later on. Find your own way of doing that, and the key here is not to think. Like, thinking is the worst enemy of experiencing life and enjoying it. And that's where the usefulness of meditation, of being able to be in the present moment, to be outside of your head, comes into play. And we're gonna talk about that as well later on. But if you don't think about what you're gonna do, nothing can scare you. You are not fearful of anything just because you're not thinking. You can't be rationalizing of why you shouldn't be doing something if you are not thinking about it, right? You just go and do it. And also it could be combined, the cold water, it could be sauna and cold showers, or what I personally like doing is sauna and jumping into the cold pool. That's an absolutely amazing combination, especially if you do it multiple times, meaning sauna, cold water, cold water, or sauna and then cold water, getting out, later again cold water, without going to the sauna. You need to experience that yourself. It's an absolutely remarkable transformation and refreshing that comes into play. It may feel weird because it's not, people normally don't do cold showers and it kind of feels uncomfortable, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's uncomfortable. It doesn't matter that people don't do it. This is the new way of energizing yourself, something that nobody talks about. And it's absolutely amazing. And we have to do that if we want to get rid of coffee addiction, or if we want to naturally energize ourselves. Because that's the most, that's the natural way to feel. That's the energy of life. It's not the energy of coffee. It's the energy of life. And the last way that we could also include here to energize yourself is to work hard. But in this case, it's very important to work hard, but not rushing. So you gotta be really present in the moment and concentrate a lot on what you are doing and the kind of value that you are bringing with every single movement that you do. And even every single movement that you do, you see how I'm moving my hand. I'm doing it with the strength. Even this kind of movement, it's energizing. And if every single thing that you do, even if you're working as a software developer in front of the computer, if it's so energized, then it's going to make an absolutely profound effect on the way you feel. We're going to conclude for this video. It's been Edward, and we're going to continue later on talking about similar subjects as well. And let me know in the comments if that has been useful, and if you can add something else. Maybe people can learn from you as well, or maybe I could learn from you. Feel free to text in the comments, or if you want to talk about that more, or you have a specific question that you want to ask personally, in the link in the description you're gonna see my Instagram and Twitter, where you can text me and we can chat more. So it's been Edward again, and dude, we're gonna become the most powerful human beings on this planet. Nothing is going to stop us. We're gonna do whatever we want to do, and people are going to be screaming from the positivity, kindness and love that we're going to be spreading and penetrating them with. Let's enjoy our life. Take care.